even tell you that our original ticket was $35
Right.
and $55.
They don't even tell you that. No, my ticket price is $55. They're adding $15.
Well, you're supposed
$15.
You're supposed to have like some kind of handler setting it up, and you don't discuss it, and you don't know about the scam that's been running for the whole time. You know, that's how it's supposed to be. Learning how to do it yourself, you're like, wait, what's going on here? It's like every other thing on the planet. You look into it, it turns out it's a lot of graft.
Yes.
Not one goddamn thing isn't some bullshit.
You want me to read what you found it?
What's that?
Yagoda. Have you ever heard of Yagoda? That's what Candace Owens mentioned.
Yagoda, the one that trained Luke for
It was about the mass. She was talking about the mass murder in the USSR. They hid a lot about who was behind Bolshevism, even though Churchill himself revealed it in a 1920 article. They slaughtered and starved to death more than 10 million Christians. But how come we never hear about that?
Oh, yeah, well, I wouldn't put that on the... I mean, there's somebody above Zionists doing that. They're just a cog in the machine that did that. Communism was made by these same bankers that, you know, JP Morgan's not a Jew.
So my information says that a guy named Kaganovich, he was a Jewish Bolshevik, he was behind that. And under Lenin, the Zionists were told they couldn't have their first ever Zionist state in Ukraine as it was too populated already. What happened? Suddenly people in those areas were starved so badly, they even, I don't know, the New York Times lied to cover it up.
Yeah, possibly. New York Times covered up the other starvation from Stalin at first.
Really?
Yeah, that's because the owner, they blamed it on the reporter, but the guy that owned it was like, you're going to do this. But just so you know, when they made the reserve and all that, those guys are in charge of all the wars. They funded the Nazis and the Zionists and the communists. All the things are funded by the same people. You know that, right?
I'm starting to...
Zion, that's just one cog in a big thing with some people on top. That's how that works. But the people at the top, those banking families, again, banking was invented by the Jews. It was invented by Templar Knights. Those are the banking families of Europe that still control everything. And God knows what the hell they answer to. It probably ain't pretty.
Okay, so did you see this? Cori Bush did an interview on PBS, and I bet you didn't know Cori Bush is a healer.
I didn't know that.
She is a healer. Either let's watch. Either that or a witch.
Okay.
Let's watch.
You're a pastor.
Yes.
She's a pastor.
You write about healing through faith. At one point, you came across a woman with, quote, several visible tumors on her torso.
Now let me just talk. I've had some personal interactions with Cori Bush, and Cori Bush is a scammer. Okay, I know because I've had personal interactions with her.
Did she heal you?
And I wish she did. Here we go.
You're a pastor.
Yes.
You write about healing through faith. At one point, you came across a woman with, quote, several visible tumors on her torso. Tell me what happened.
So at that time, I, along with a group of friends, we would go out on the street and just meet with people and pray with people and offer them food. And this lady came to us and she had these tumors. I mean, she wanted us to like feel them. And I just remember I put my hand on her and my hand just began to move. And the lumps that were there were no longer there. And she was so happy and she like went on about her day. And I never saw her again.
So you think the tumors disappeared?
I do. And this...
Boy, how convenient. You never saw her again. You know why you never saw her again? Because she died.
She was unhoused.
You never saw her. Oh, I healed her and she left, and there's no way you could ever check the story. Just this one time, I decided to use my amazing healing powers.
Yeah.
Just this one time.
It was a laying on of hands.
There's more. Listen to her. She really just said that. That's a person in Congress. That's the kind of, these are the kind of crazy things that they say Marjorie Taylor Greene would say, or Pat Robertson, or Trump. But here it is.
woman was unhoused. She's someone who, had been sleeping in the shelters and sleeping on the street. If I can speak a prayer and I can believe what I believe and you believe that this will help you, then why not offer that to people? Because I know prayer has helped me.
As a trained nurse, you're a member of the medical community. How do you think about those spiritual healings versus medical healings? Yeah,
spiritual healing it's a part of what you believe, and the medical healing it's a similar thing, because I'm going to believe that this treatment that this doctor is giving me is going to help me in my situation. And so as the nurse, I am following the doctor's instructions and giving them whatever the doctor says that they should have. And also for those patients that would say, would you also pray with me? I would pray with them. And so it's the same thing that I would do on the street.
What do you say to people who are likely to disbelieve that story?
They're not the woman that had the tumors.
And we'll never know the lady who you say had. Hey, by the way, did those tumors have nipples on them? If she's so good at this healing, why doesn't she lay her hands on Biden's colon so he stops shitting his pants?
There's a lot of rifts to heal a government.
You go, well, how about lay your hands on Biden's mouth so he could speak clearly again?
Yeah.
You ever think about doing that? Oh, my God. And she's like a superhero. She's like, I didn't have time to hang around, get the lady's name.
Why are they telling us this?
I was on my...
I don't understand why PBS is telling us this about her. She's not opening up a healing business, right? She's just some congressman. So why even bring that out?
Why would she do this? I don't know. Well, here's some people's reactions. Oh, Robbie Suave. He says, I'm not sure this interviewer handled it wrongly. Is that the proper use of wrongly? But the lack of freak out from other commentators reacting to this interview, that's what is telling.
Mm-hmm.
Telling, like how Brianna Joy Gray got fired from that show you're on.
Yeah, telling like that. Yeah, telling like how Brianna Joy Gray got fired.
The lack of freak out.
But that is telling.
Yeah.
Imagine having this capacity to be a conduit for miraculous healing. And rather than doing that all day, in every waking moment, you decide to waste your existence in Congress.
She's not wasting her existence. Cha-ching. You're wasting your existence on Twitter. She's out there getting that money.
It's a
time-honored tradition. You said Pat Robertson? No, he was a classic CIA part of the whole bullshit thing.
Of course. My favorite faith healer was Benny Hinn. Benny Hinn, who would go out and he'd heal people, hit them, and they'd fall down. Except he had the most wicked comb over. Right? He's one of those. Woo!
Yeah.
And it's like, don't you think if you could actually heal people, but wouldn't you take 5 seconds to fix your own bald spot? I mean, if it mattered that much to you that you would do that,
rub. You got to channel the power through the top chakra of your bald spot into the.
It's like being a faith healer with a limp. I don't have a lot of faith in your faith healing. If you come limping up to me telling you're going to heal me.
What if I told you the more I heal, the worse it gets? How do you respect my limp?
She really said that, ladies and gentlemen. She just saw it. She said she put her hands on, the tumors are gone, and she's got this gift.
A lot of con artists say that, okay? The thing that I think is strange is PBS wanting to put that out there, because people that have any of that Christian old-timey healing faith generally are the enemy of PBS, and it has been like that for a while. So why are they pushing her doing it? Is that to get evangelicals or something for a Democrat? Is that what that is?
I
expect the silly con artists to say nonsense, but PBS is that the one that lizard lady runs, Catherine Marr, right? Maybe she's not there now, but she was running it when the guy he just quit and said they're biased.
Oh, right.
They're biased against that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So unless she's an actual witch, I don't know why they would support this.
All right.
It probably is witchcraft. I'm going to throw in my wild speculation. They go to the same coven.
I just
the
know
Blondie and her.
I just think that they're just lying scammers. But over to stuff.
The ultimate magic, lying and scamming.
Shush. Hey, Jimmy, who's done more research on the vaccines than the good people at Pfizer?
That's right.
They say it's harmless.
Almost everybody. Turns out. Turns out me and Sam Tripoli. How about that?
Jimmy, they say it's harmless. Why would they lie? If you're dead, you can't get the boosters. Eosh, thank you so much. Eosh, thank you. All right, I read that one. Say thank you to Mike, your table guy, for being such a nice fella in Dallas. You too, Steph. You were great. Can't wait to see you again, Jimmy. Bring Kurt and Hillary Supporter next time. Is it Vinette? Thank you, Vinette.
Hillary Supporter's pretty great.
Very grateful that the hashtag Zionist axis of evil is going mainstream. Zionism born in Kharkiv. Thank you. Thank you, Candace and Jimmy. Oh. We are indeed fighting one enemy, already dead. Communism took land from rich families and gave it to the people and eliminates homelessness. Why would big banks be behind that? I call BS. Stop listening to alt-right lies. Have Caleb Moppin on. Hempcar. Thank you, Hempcar.
Are you joking? Is that a joke?
Hey.
Why would banks be behind? I mean, what a stupid thing to say.
What was the question?
It's
have
gone.
Caleb Moppin on. Don't have Caleb Moppin on.
I'd have to go back and find it, okay?
He's an old school dick grabber, I heard.
K-Cot was. Thank you, K-Cot was.
Do you remember they all came out about that?
Skip Patsy.
No, he was just
Thank you, Skip Patsy. Thank you again, Skip Patsy.
Right? That's
Tiller.
I don't remember.
Thank you, Tiller.
He wasn't grabbing dicks.
K-Cot was. Thank you, K-Cot was.
He was into a little, mild S&M, as they would call it.
All right. Do you want to go on the mic?
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I just try to figure out what you want to do.
The person who said that's a liar. It was absolutely designed by them. The Fabian Socialists come out first. Like, I don't care if you have your pet thing. People like capitalism go, communism. Whatever you think the thing is with your ism, like, you're an idiot. I don't care how you feel. I'm just telling you what it is.
Already dead. Very grateful that Zionists. Oh, I read that one. And here we go. Chow Chow. Candace Owens also says Native Americans weren't genocide. So I'm skeptical of her opinions of history. Well, thank you for that insight. Much appreciated. Okay. Super chats. Here you go, ladies. Let's open this up.
Look, these people all will tell the truth about a faction they don't like. But keep in mind, they have their own faction that they lie for. So you have to listen to all of them.
And then figure it out.
And then put it together. Just don't, I don't know why, but, I don't know. If she says a thing, it's true, it's true. If it's not true, it's not true.
Somebody said, I don't know what this video was. Not her video. Was she in 3 places at once? Deschneid. Okay, here we go. Joe Biden froze because he thought he heard ice cream truck tune. Savage. Thank you, Cryopod. Hey, Cool Blue. NBC News reported 8/24/21 ex-New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, after resigning, was stripped of his special Emmy. I do recall that. His name and any reference to his award was eliminated from the International Academy materials. Cool Blue. Cool Blue. They think they defending their good mommies and daddies. SS. I love when Jimmy makes eye contact with me. Look at you, Zachary. We know they're lying. They know they're lying. They know we know they're lying. We know they know we know they're lying, but they still lying. Alexander Golitsyn. Savage. Thank you, Savage. I think Andrew Bates was calling out the liars, Nascent. Holodomor is a Nazi lie, Maxwell. Get Shahid Bolson on the show, Tarek. Matthew Jameson. They were originally known as Karzas. They were forced to adopt.
You guys really got to cool it with the Khazars. You're getting real hung up on bloodline bullshit. It's really like not about that.
They go on to say, Matthew says, they were forced to adopt a religion because of the atrocities they were committing. They chose the Jewish religion. They kept on. Then they were forced out.
Yeah, okay. Like America did with Christianity. Same thing.
Okay, come to me.
Okay, back.
found a rabbi hole, tunnels and all. There's Jews in the walls. Isn't it bliss? The rabbinical grace soiling the mattresses. Well, let me tell you. If I were Rabbi Shmuley and diddle 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 digga digga diddle diddle dum, all day long I'd diddle little bums. If I were a Shmuley man, I'd peddle all my dildos, dreidel dildos, selling dildos with my daughter and her mum. If I were a Jewish Shmuley man, I'd be digging with a dildo in my bum. I'd wear a grotesque nose and go grab some goyim right on the nipple with a pinch. A Shabbos lap dance brace for the youngest mensch.
At this time, more than any other time, you know, revolution is necessary. It is necessary. Not only based on what has happened with the MOVE organization, you know, the babies that have been murdered, you know, MOVE adults that have been murdered, bombs being dropped on us, but past that to what is happening with all black people, so-called minority people, you know, money poor people. You know, this government, as has been said earlier, has waged war on us. But you know, something about us, particularly here in America, we don't really understand that. You know, we don't really know what war is. You know, for black people, for poor people, that people see as good, that they wasn't forced to do, that they didn't do to try to keep black people appeased, you know, and calm down so that black people wouldn't riot. A prison situation is a crystallized example of that. You can make phone calls in prison. They have movies in prison, but they don't have those things because they just want to be nice to prisoners. They have those things because they know damn well if they don't have, you know, people being able to contact their family, if they don't have, you know, facilities for people to sit there and watch movies, people are going to be frustrated, upset, and they're going to direct that frustration at them prison administrators, and they're going to have riots on their hands. You know, they're going to have people in them prisons turning them prisons out. That's why they have movies. That's why they have access to phones the way they do. And a stop to it when we don't like it, or encouraging it when it's something that's in our interest. You know, we have to call the shots. The people have to take the reins of this system and start dictating, you know, what we need, what needs to be done. And, you know, taking the initiative to do it ourselves. We can't rely on this system. I mean, you know, don't people see what's happening? Every single confrontation that MOVE people have been involved in, every single issue, you know, oppression, economic issues, every single issue facing our people, you know, is something that can be dealt with very, very simply. All people got to do is make their wishes known. All people have to do is stand up and say, listen, we're not accepting that. Unity is the key. Unity is the key to revolution. Revolution ain't nothing to be afraid of. It ain't nothing to shy away from. Revolution, contrary to what officials, you know, this system and those backing the officials running the system, you know, want people to believe that revolution means violence, you know, means blood in the street. I'm saying it can get to that point, but it don't have to be violent. You know, when people come together and take a strong stand on an issue, this government don't have no choice but to listen. Where you think they get their authority from? They don't have no power, but they do have authority to do certain things. Where you think they get it from? They get it from us, from the people. You know, they get it from us accepting the things that they do to be done to stop it, then you have some people who want to then turn around and say, yeah, well, you know, it's the best we have, and want to make excuses. The time for excuses is over. It's over. You know, every man, woman, and child has to be involved in this revolution. Not only has to be, but is, whether you want to be or not. I mean, our babies gave their lives for this revolution on May 13th. You know, men, women, and children were murdered. And not just move babies, you know. What about all of the young men, women, you know, children 8, 9 years old shot down on the street by cops, you know, by drug pushers? I mean, you know, where do you think that mentality comes from? It comes from this system, from the mentality of this system of getting over, you know, making a quick buck, you know. I'm saying that's where that needs to be done to stop it. Then, you know, what I want people to really, really understand is that it's past time. It is past time for poor people, black people, you know, to realize that this system has failed you. It has failed you. You can't get nothing from it. And what people got to do is withdraw our support from it and start doing for ourselves. That's what we got to do. You know, how long are people going to sit back and beg, you know, this government to do what's right when for hundreds of years all you've gotten is a slap in the face? All you've gotten is this government kicking your ass. That's all. That's all black people have ever gotten from this government.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit